teach me something.
Yeah.
This place has a real peace to it.
Oh, we got a nice catch here. Nice, nice. Fresh meat, and it got a fair amount on you. Boy, you're gonna cook up nicely.
Cook?
Oh, yes, we'll do you justice. A few sprigs of scragweed and some cogroot. Oh, and you'll be just right for us. I'll get you.
with you.
Count on me.
Just give me a minute to calm down, will you? Calming. Calming. Ooh. Shit. A moment longer and those cannibals would have had me over the fire. There's enough creatures out here trying to eat me without people trying it as well. Shit. That's not something I want to go through again. Hell. You've not got anything to drink, have you? Something to help a man get his head screwed back on?
Here, this should help.
That's good. There's something about a near-death experience that makes everything taste golden. You saved me. I mean, you saved my life. And I've learned a lot about Magalan's history. But cannibals? I haven't heard of anything like that since the dark days after the comet hit. Most of what we live on in Tavar is from the past. So history is profitable. Interesting, too. You should learn it.
Tell me about Magalan's past.
Gladly. What would you like to know?
Tell me about Tavar.
Well, it might not seem like there's a lot of history here, but this place hasn't always been desert. When the comet hit, it turned this place into the wasteland you see. But not everything was destroyed. Some building complexes, like the fort, survived. Others were buried. When the sand shifts, other buildings appear. And then all the things that were left in them are there for the taking. Not that everything that's buried is good. Logan, the Duke as he's known today, they're sitting on a powder keg. Back before the comet hit, they stored weapons there. Serious, end-of-the-world weapons. And they're still there, somewhere, along with a whole stack of the usual kind.
What kind of weapons?
I know the history, not the science. I'm no cleric. But these things were supposed to destroy cities. They were supposed to destroy countries.
How could they do that?
I don't know. Big explosions. Big explosions. And the fort is sitting on top of them. That's why I want shards. I want to be a long way from here if those things ever go off.
Tell me about the factions.
Well, they're recent history. I mean, they only came about after the comet hit. Before that, there were countries and governments. Millions of people organized into groups. Nothing like now. But the comet destroyed all that. There aren't really records from after the comet hit. No one was writing things down. They were just trying to survive. No leaders. All the things they relied on to survive had gone. But it didn't take long for people to form groups to get resources. And it didn't take long for those people to start fighting. All factions think they've got ways to save us. They're all just ways people are trying to survive.
So, there are a lot of gaps in your knowledge of history?
Well, some. There were more records kept during the territory wars. That was once the factions had formed and started fighting each other. I guess as soon as you're a group, you want to start keeping a history of who you are. History becomes more important. Anyway, instead of fighting over 1 or 2 tins, the factions started fighting over land. Elex. Resources. Any small factions that were left got absorbed or destroyed. I mean, these people were survivors, so you'd think that's what they'd want. To survive. Instead, there were yet more deaths. There aren't numbers, but I'd guess at least half of those still alive were killed. That's just a guess. Finally, the people in charge realized the cost was too high, so they formed a council, the Great Council of Magellan, and made a non-aggression treaty.
A non-aggression treaty? That doesn't seem to have worked.
Well, peace is always fragile. The Berserkers and Clerics have totally different ideas about Elex and technology, for a start. But, after all the deaths, the factions knew they risked their own destruction if they fought anymore. So, the peace lasted, more or less. There are always some hotheads, some isolated clashes over resources. But the leaders brought their people back into line. All the factions rebuilt their lands, worked on their own rules.
So, what went wrong?
The Alps. They were just a small splinter group. They went up into Zakor, into the ice, and no groups were interested in that land. They built their strength, and then they invaded. The factions were taken completely by surprise. The Alps captured people, land, built their converters before the factions could respond. What happened to the prisoners, the dead? History doesn't speak of that.
I've heard enough.
At least you did listen. That's not always the case today.
What do you know about the Berserkers?
They were a group living up in the woods, trying to grow their own food, and they evolved from there. Everyone else was fighting for what was left, but they decided to make something new. It was some guy called Amric that started them. The new guy they have there, Thorold, the Pilgrim, sees himself as some sort of spiritual successor to Amric. He has changed things there. They're pushing out into the world more than they did. The Berserkers used to stay in Edan mostly. They'd fight to protect their borders, make assaults outside them, and then pull back. Now they're holding ground. It seems the Pilgrim wants to purify all of Edan. They're gonna use their world hearts to change the world. They want to use their magic to turn the clock back and make Magellan what it was. Well, they'll change it. But whether Magellan was ever like they say, that's just a fantasy.
How much do you know about the clerics?
Secretive lot. They probably know more about history than the others, but they keep it to themselves. But this god they believe in, Kalan, I haven't seen anything anywhere about this god in records from before the comet hit. Why they've created a god and worship technology? Well, I can't understand it. Everything else they do is about knowledge and fact and observation. So why invent a lot of hocus pocus to go with it?
Why did the clerics have so few men?
The wars. They put their faith in their fighting machines. But either their prayers weren't answered or they had a technological hitch. They went into battle with the Berserkers and their machines shut down. They were defeated. Heavy losses. Those left retreated into Ignadon. Anyone that didn't make it back was cut down by one faction or another. The clerics' numbers never recovered. I guess they must have fixed whatever the problem was with their fighting machines. It's never happened again.
What are you doing out here?
The light beacon. I've always been fascinated by them. They used to be a cry for help. or a way to give help, direction, guidance. I've seen leaders come and go in the fort, and there's only one constant. You have to rely on yourself. So, I look for ruins, visit the beacons, and I find things to earn shards, so I don't need anyone else.
Brave for someone at your age.
My age? Age is bullshit. Wrinkled or smooth-skinned, life throws the same shit at you. I know these lands better than to come alone. I was traveling with a pair of scrap collectors. They needed a lead. I needed some help. On our way there, we got ambushed by a group of clerics. I didn't want a chance to fight with them. They were much better armed. So I got out of there.
What happened to the scrap collectors?
They didn't make the same choice. That's the problem with some people of their age. They think every fight is winnable. They think running away is the wrong thing to do. Yet, here I am at my age. I just wish I'd had their legs for running. The clerics caught up with me and took me prisoner. I'm here, aren't I? I waited until it was dark and I got out. I guess they thought I was too old to guard. And I got away with their leader's weapon. I think that must have made them angry. Now those clerics are out hunting for me. You can hear their horns. That's why I thought I'd head for the beacon. Get some scrap, and get myself back to Tavar. Shards would mean safety. But you know what happened next? Damn Reavers. Life sure is cheap out here.
Is there something you need?
No, I'm okay. Don't waste your time on my old bones. The only thing I'm interested in is stories. And I don't think you are the storytelling type.
What do you know about the elves?
Hardly anyone knows anything about them. I mean, other than about their attacks.
Maybe I could tell you a story about them?
Now I am curious. Do you know why they use Elex?
It makes them stronger, of course. Greater strength, lower levels of fatigue, reduced pain. It turns men into fighting machines, and not just physically. Elex keeps them clear thinking. It removes the emotions that could get in the way of orders.
So it means no one can argue with orders.
It reduces the chances. That's one of the reasons elves are so successful. They operate together without question.
Not all of them. Some operate alone.
Then you've heard of the Elexitors. They rule in Zakor. They still consume Elex, but they are given a command role.
You mean like Wardek and Kallax? Or Jax? Have you heard of them?
Yes, they are names to be feared. Though I had heard that Jax had disappeared.
So the rumors say. What else do you know about the Alps?
That they have as good as or better knowledge of technology than the clerics. That's because you and them have something in common.
Me? What have I got in common with Alps?
An interest in history. The Elexitors, well, I don't know for sure, but they have found some fragments of old world information. They're using that knowledge.
They're interested in the old world?
No, not at all. They just want the technology. Interest is emotional. The past is something that's gone. They want the future.
Interesting. Not many people seem to think about what the Alps want.
That's all I know.
That was very informative. Thank you.
Give me the cleric's weapon.
Why should I give it to you?
We help each other out, right?
Well, you had a beer from me. So yeah, all right. You can have it.
How long are you going to stay here?
I think I will get comfortable here. Maybe I'll even get this light tower working. A man needs something to do in life.
Not bad.
That didn't work. I'm in.
There are stories of the life that used to live in the sea. Maybe we can use magic to restore that too.
I got your weapon back.
Then I am grateful, and Kalan will hear your words. I would back you if you wanted to join the clerics. You have potential. Take this as a gesture of our appreciation.
I spoke to the scrap baron.
Did you convince him he doesn't have to worry about his shipment?
Yes.
Good, good. Then we can continue with the mission. Take this, in the name of Kalan.
Go through. It's not like security matters anymore.
Ah, here you are now. I've not forgotten your philan. So, could you, they can op...
I'm not...
Yeah, he says so. He's been bothering me with that for days now.
Thank you for making sure we got those mechs. Without them, the outlaws could have taken over the whole city. Thank you for making sure...
It was always clear to me that this city had to explode at some point.
You! Come here!
Are you one of the volunteer couriers? Or have you brought a report? Come on, what information have you for me?
I haven't brought you a report.
Then what are you doing here?
What do you need a report on?
The state of things since the uprising. The Outlaws began an uprising with the help of the Separatists. It was obvious things would explode at some point. The Outlaws have been plotting for some time, but I didn't think they'd set out to destroy the Dome. That makes me even more thankful to you for bringing me the delivery of weapons. If the Outlaws had received them, I think their plans may have succeeded. As you're not here with the report, you should go. I have a lot to do.
No. No. Too easy.
Let's do this. Thanks for being there. That could have gone badly. The rotting remains of a long-gone civilization.
I'm in.
Not good. Not good at all. This is nice. I'd like to spend some time here. When all this is over.
Jax. Commander Jax. If someone had told me you would turn up here, I wouldn't have believed it. I heard you were dead.
They tried to execute me. I got lucky.
Disgraced, but not dead. An exile. Now the great commander stands before me. How times change. So what can one Alb rebel do for another?
I need your support.
And why should we help you?
It seems like we're on the same side, Sestak. The Alps from Zakor tried to kill me. What do they think of you?
The enemy of my enemy is my friend?
Isn't the fact that they want us both dead enough reason for us to help each other out?
No, that's not enough. Nobody has forgotten your loyalty to the hybrid. You would have done anything in his name. I should kill you here and now, in case you decided to rediscover your loyalty to him.
This is an opportunity, Sestak. We should work together.
The opportunity to let an enemy infiltrate our ranks?
Your narrow-mindedness is the reason you won't succeed. You're thinking like Alps, but you lack their strength.
Speak then, Jax. I will give you 3 chances to persuade us before we decide your fate.
You are dependent on Elex. I am not. You can learn from that. You are still tied to Zakor while you take Elex. Even now, you are taking on a fight only because of your addiction. Elex weakens you.
Elex strengthens us physically and mentally, while your emotions weaken you.
My experience as an Alb commander can help you defeat the Alb sent after you.
They know you as well as you know them. That could be a weakness, and your knowledge of their orders is weeks old. It is useless.
You are fighting the Alexiters. They are my enemy too. Someone from Zakor ordered my execution. Can't you see that our fight is aligned?
Yes. Our struggle is not with the Alb people, only with their leaders. The things the Alb stood for, the true vision of our people, these things have been pushed aside since the hybrid appointed the Alexiters. And you were their most faithful servant. You saw to it that the hybrid's word stood above all. You and your brother Kallax worked together to kill all who stood in the hybrid's way. How can I believe you have rejected all that past loyalty? Your arguments have failed to persuade me, but I will give you the chance to prove your value where words have failed.
And why would you do that?
Your survival without Elex, away from Zakor, is remarkable. You have lasted far longer than I could have imagined. That makes me curious as to how you have mastered the power of emotions and navigated the world of the free people. It makes me wonder what you will do next.
I found the thief who stole my armor.
So you have recovered your equipment?
No, he had sold it on.
Then it seems that your ties to Zakor are being cut. You will have to use the equipment you can get from the free people. That is good progress. But there are still some things to take care of. Come back when you have more to report.
I want to get my power back. The power I had as an Alb.
Of course you do. You were once the most powerful field commander in Zakor. But as the Elex has drained from your body, so is your power. You will have to find other ways to acquire strength. You cannot reverse that process now. You have changed, Jax. You must accept that change.
The free people face destruction at the hands of the Albs.
And they are now your only chance of survival. You must learn their skills and perfect them if you or they are to survive. I think your fate is now tied to theirs.
Which faction do you think is most effective?
They each have their own strengths and abilities. The Berserkers are powerful mages, but they use antiquated weapons and reject most technology. The Outlaws are experts with old-world projectile weapons. They have fewer rules and a freer life. If it is technology you seek, then that can only really be found in the hands of the clerics. But no faction will teach you their skills unless you can show that you agree with their way of life, that you are willing to join them.
Where can I go to improve my weapons and armor?
Try the cities of the free people, or search the ruins of the old world. Whatever you do, you will need to improve the standard of your equipment if you are going to fight the Albs in Udan.
I came to enlist your help, not that of the free people.
And I am helping you. Now you must do your part.
What you mean is you don't trust me.
No, not enough to risk the survival of my people on that trust. Maybe that will change one day, but until then you must be satisfied with this alliance as it is.
How do you justify targeting your fellow Albs?
We don't celebrate these deaths. They are sacrifices to a greater cause. You know the Albs and Zakor aren't free. They are blinded by the words of the Alexiters. Their minds are controlled by the hybrid. We separatists will see that influence broken. We will bring all Albs back to the true purpose and meaning of the Directed. All Albs, including you. The Albs are about more than serving the hybrid and his need to consume all Elex. We broke with the clerics to follow logic instead of religion, to achieve the next step in evolution. The logic of this still holds. We must return to our true purpose.
The strong will always win.
Don't mistake raw power for strength. It is our goal that will define victory.
The highest goal of the directive is to deliver all Elex to Zekor.
That is what they say. But what do they use that Elex for? What were we working to achieve? You know better than I what Elex can do and what risks it carries. With their synthetic implants and all the Elex they have taken, the Alexiters have lost the ability to see things clearly. The will of the hybrid is all that they know. The Albs will be free to evolve again once the Alexiters have been removed.
Weakening the Albs means that the free people will come to power.
We have our agents and scouts all over Magalan. As soon as one of the other factions could endanger our purpose, we shall move to stop them.
You don't have the numbers to stop either the free people or the Alexiters.
Our numbers are growing, and we have become very effective in the way we operate. In your time as commander, you proved that effective action could be taken without needing large numbers of troops. That was important to you.
How are you planning to weaken the Alps?
Our first step must be to shut down the converters.
That is madness. You aren't strong enough to fight Zekor.
And it must be us who does it. We must lead the process that stops the Alexiters. You should be a part of this, Jax.
The converters must be silenced.
This is the control code that will stop the Elex extraction program. It will stop a converter from operating. But the code has to be uploaded directly into the central computer of each converter. We will start with this one here, in southern Abessa.
How do I get access to the converter's central computer?
You will need to access the converter's control center. That is always located in the upper area of the extraction tower.
What can you tell me about the defenses there?
Many of the units stationed there have been rotated out in the last few weeks. Our intel is reporting that they have been replaced by combat mechs, drones, and mutants.
I will find Calyx.
Calyx is the greatest threat left in Zekor after the hybrid. His attempt to execute you, if that is what it was, shows he will stop at nothing to see the hybrid's will is done.
That makes him the big threat to you separatists.
That is true. They say he has taken your place, and now leads the Alb armies into battle.
Then we should fight him together.
Your quest for revenge. It feels like an emotional need.
And so what? That doesn't change the facts.
Revenge clouds the mind. But whatever the facts, it is still too early for us to attack the Alexiters directly. And if they find you, then they will kill you. I suggest you stop the Alexiters discovering your resurrection. Your raider crashed in Edan. If the Albs there find someone who has seen you alive, then word of your survival may reach Zekor. You should kill those Albs before they can tell anyone in Zekor that you are still alive.
You think Zekor doesn't know I'm alive?
We have yet to hear any intel that indicates that they have learned of your survival.
You want me to kill my old comrades?
How many deaths do you have on your hands? Why should it matter that they are Albs instead of the Free People? What does it matter whether you are killing to fulfill the directive, or to stop it?
I thought your fight was with the Alexiters, not the foot soldiers of Zekor.
Believe me, I don't like the thought of killing Albs who have not had the chance to think about the truth. But the troops in Edan are not only capable of reporting your presence, but ours too. They threaten our existence.
Meaning, you want me to take care of your business.
You want our help. We want you to prove you share our interests. This will achieve both our aims.
Very well. Where can I find the Alps in Edan?
They are monitoring the converter in Edan. Someday Zakor hopes to reclaim it. I will send the coordinates to your adjutor.
I've killed the Alps in Edan.
So I have heard. It seems you are willing to fight against Zakor.
You did well, Jax. The cleric's attack has been pushed back. We are preparing our counterattack.
Save your troops for the converters. We must secure the Elex supply.
I will see that is done. Why do they do it, Jax? Can't they see these attacks are hopeless?
Emotions make animals of men. Don't try to understand them. I think the time is drawing near, Calyx. I think the hybrid will soon take us to the next level of evolution.
The hybrid sees all. The hybrid will be served. His is the future.
But then you and Calyx never were the squeamish sort.
Killing those few soldiers took brute force. You need a more strategic approach to deal with the forces in Zakor.
That is true. But you have shown a measure of the skills that will be required if you are to achieve your goals. What else do you have to report?
The changes in me are having other effects. I'm having visions.
What have you seen?
I'm not sure. I think they were visions from my past.
What have you learned from them?
Learned? Nothing. The visions have only given me more questions.
That may be so for now, but do not dismiss them. It may be that they have answers to offer you.
What is causing them?
I don't know for sure. There are many stories of Alms who have had visions as their bodies fought against Elex withdrawal. They say that it was something similar that gave the hybrid his first visions, but who knows? All there is around the hybrid are stories, few facts. But perhaps these visions will help you to learn who you really are, now that Zakor has lost its power over you.
Perhaps.
That is good progress. But there are still some things to take care of. Come back when you have more to report.
That was pretty lousy.
I met some of your people in Edan.
Yes, Nezol and his men. I also know what happened. If you think I see Nezol's death and your meeting with him as a coincidence, then you are mistaken. I can't prove it, but I won't forget what has happened. You have used up the only chance you get with me. Make sure nothing like this ever happens again.
miss. Too easy.
Take that tick to the pit. It should be disposed of.
do you have to offer?
No, it's banned.
Isn't enough.
Take that tick to the pit. It should be disposed of.
Ready to join the Berserkers.
You have recognized the value of our people. Once you have made your pledge, you will be expected to stand by it. Clerics, elves, outlaws, all will see you as one of us from this point.
I'm ready to make my pledge.
And so it shall be. With honor, with faith, with hope, you tie your blood to the soils of Magalan, our mother planet, and pledge to rebuild her as she was. It has been many years since the first Berserkers settled in this place. We found protection and a future for our kind in the ruins of the old world. From here, we have regrown a world that came before even that. From desert, From dead rock, we have brought back life. With our magic, we have held back those who see our future as one dominated by machines. We have stood against the forces of Zakor. We have struck down the converter they built on our land. But none of us can achieve this alone. None can stand alone. We must stand together. The time has come to accept another member into our community. He came to us as a stranger. Now he stands in our midst, having earned the right to become one of us. The law of the Berserkers will guide him from this day. We are the Fellowship of Magic and of Warriors. And we welcome you to our number.
What do I have to do to be promoted?
Listen, friend. Most people who have achieved the rank of warrior worked hard for it. It could take years until you are ready for that step.
There must be a way to climb faster here.
The only way to get early promotion would be to get all warlords to agree to that. Each of us have our own beliefs and requirements, and sometimes they will come into conflict. Until then, you will carry out your duties as a cultivator. Ultimately, we can't leave the fields to themselves. Prove yourself capable of following orders. And if you inspire others to speak for you, this may help persuade the warlords to give you their pledge. There are many who seek promotion, and you must show you are worthy of that honor.
You did well.
You shouldn't rely on machines. You shouldn't rely on machines.
Ah, I see we have a new cultivator. An honorable and worthy rank. Did Ragnar tell you your duties as a cultivator?
You expect me to work?
Where in these times do you get things for free? And why would you trust such an offer? Work. You know that is honest. All berserkers must begin in the fields. All must grow from the seed to understand who they are. Tend to the plants, work the soil, and as you watch Magaland grow, so you will see yourself prosper. All our crops are needed, but the welfare of the seedlings will be your top priority. Report to Born. He's the overseer in the seedling fields. He'll be happy to gain another helping hand. He'll instruct you further.
teach me something.
Sure.
I'm glad you decided to join us. You will be a valuable addition to our ranks. Don't let me keep you from your duties as a cultivator. I know you must have much to do.
I don't intend to be a cultivator for long.
Ambition is nothing without action. Prove yourself, and promotion will follow. And that it must be our duty to protect it. Learn those lessons, and you will get my pledge.
Tell me what I must do.
My task is simple enough. I'm worried that Goliath's Master of Duties may have forgotten his duty. The taxes Zerwas has collected recently have been lower than would be expected. I hope there's a reason for this, but I fear he may be lining his own pockets. Follow him. Discover if all the shards he collects are being paid over to me. Do that, and I will give you my pledge towards your promotion.
I'll watch Zerwas.
Good. He should be beginning his rounds any time now. Get close to him, but be inconspicuous. I need you to eavesdrop on his conversations until he returns to me. But do it without raising suspicion. And listen well. I want to find out once and for all if he is cheating me.
Consider it done.
Then go. Let duty follow.
You know technology is forbidden by law here.
Dorian. Zerwas. How much is it this week?
100 per person. Times are hard.
Harder when you're at this end of the collection than yours.
You think I'm exempt from paying tax?
You tell me.
There are 3 of you, right? That'll be 300 shards.
300? Used to be half that.
And the Albs used to stay in the snow and ice and leave us alone.
The Alps don't charge me taxes.
What do you want, Zerwas?
Only what's due under the law.
I don't remember Amric's teaching screwing berserkers out of 100 shards a week.
Then you should thank the Pilgrim you don't have to sit through reading Amric's thoughts on economics.
Is anything sacred to you?
Henrik, I've been told you want to join the Eisen clan.
Yes? Did Angram send you?
Yes, he did. He asked me to give him my personal opinion about you.
And you spoke in my favor?
I will say, Henrik is a man of good financial understanding. Or at least, I will, if we can come to a good financial understanding.
200's all I've got.
Then 200 thank yous it is. And welcome to the Eisen clan. I'll return to Angram with your recommendations straight away.
Zerwas, you collected those outstanding taxes?
All 400 shards. Oh, and Henrik accepted your request to join the Eisen clan. He says he's delighted.
I'm glad to hear it. 400 shards. That covers all the payments?
Yes, we're up to date now.
As you say. Thank you. You may go. Zerwas has returned and given me the money he collected. He said he collected 400 shards. Is that all he collected? Or has he tried to cheat me?
He lied. He collected more than 400 shards.
To steal is bad enough. But to betray when you have been given a trusted office? Justice must follow. Justice must be done. You have carried out the task that was given to you. I must see that Zerwas faces judgment. Come back in a day's time, and you will have my pledge.
All right, what will happen to Zerwas?
He will be dealt with, but this isn't your concern any longer. You did what I requested. You have my pledge.
It almost sounds like you envy the Alp's power.
A fully trained Alp commander, even an Elexitor. They may be powerful, but true power is only found in the will to win and the fighting spirit. Have you got them? A fighting spirit, a will to win.
What if I did, and I took Elex as well?
Then you would be just another henchman. A soulless puppet for their cause. Is that what you want? To destroy Magellan as you destroy your soul? A strong sword. Our very effective combat magic. And a strong will. Those will save the world. They will stop the Alps.
Teach me something.
Yes.
Sent me.
Ah, so you're the new cultivator?
Yes.
Good, good. Welcome. The seedling fields are the heart of everything we do here. The world heart of it all. And spending time with the soil is a good way to learn who you are. You were sent to me to help on the seedling fields, right?
Shards, armor, and weapons. That's what I want from Goliath.
Well, there's honesty, even if I don't like your intention. But whether you want it or not, you are one of us now, and I have a job for you. We have a real problem with weeds in the seedling fields. Growler root. If it takes hold again, we could lose the whole crop of seedlings, so I need you to remove it. All of it. Look for the weeds around the small waterfalls between the fields and rip them out. Make sure you get them all, and listen carefully. Take them directly to the trash pile to be burned. I don't want their seeds spreading anywhere else.
The future of Magalan grows here. Our fragile hope.
That's the Growler root dealt with. I put the weeds in the trash pile.
You did well. I could use someone like you around here. Here. Take your reward. If I ever need any help again, I will be sure to let you know.
Excellent. That will stop a lot of complaints from the cultivators.
Tell me, do you want to serve as a cultivator, or do you have other ambitions?
Normally, a berserker has to work on the fields for some time before promotion. But we need more warriors. You could do good work here, but I feel you aren't the type to give your life to the soil. So, tell me, what are your ambitions?
Will you recommend me for a promotion?
Yes. You shall have my support. You can tell Ragnar that Cormag has given you his pledge. You can tell Ragnar that you have my pledge, as thanks for your services to the Berserkers.
About my promotion to warrior. Cormag has pledged me his support.
Good. then you have taken a step towards promotion.
Angrim has given me his pledge.
Winning Angrim over cannot have been easy. It seems you are earning a place here.
Will you give me your pledge?
I will, if you can prove your loyalty and usefulness. You can start by finding Gunnar for me. He is in the Valley of the Damned. Tell him I need him for a special task. He is to return to Goliath immediately.
What is he doing in the Valley of the Damned?
He was exiled there. But I need someone of his ability. And Gunnar is a man determined about a task once it is started. He earned the rank of Paladin, and I hope he can prove his loyalty if he returns to Goliath. I am certain he can prove that he has served his sentence and is ready to return. So go. Bring him back for me. You shouldn't rely on machines.
Close! Back together!
Get out there and get something yourself.
You won't get away with that. get him! We should go. It's dangerous here.
Too easy.
Animals!
There's nothing here.
Not now.
Someone new in the Valley of the Dead. Doesn't matter why you're here. If you have the option, turn around.
Thanks for the advice.
Just a friendly warning. One wanderer to another. Be glad you found us first. Others wouldn't have given you the chance to leave. You go on. Don't expect a second chance. You better listen to what I say. Don't trust anyone. Especially not us. This one's mine!
Let's do this! Let's do this!
Dragged himself here with his last strength and succumbed to his injuries. I'll have to inform Ragnar.
We'd better hurry up and get out of here, and fast.
In the light of the panic that has broken out in the last few hours, the corporation will provide you with emergency transport to bring you and your family to safety. I don't like saying it, but there is a high chance that law and order will break down completely as soon as the real truth is learned. There won't be many survivors, but the corporation will make sure that you are amongst them.
Not good. Not good at all.
Hey, you. Nasty wants to speak to you.
Does she? And do I want to speak to her?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You want to speak to her.
All right. Then I'll speak to her. I was told to speak to you.
I've heard about what you've been doing here. You've blown into Tavar and stirred things up. Most newcomers start at the bottom and take years to crawl up. You're making enemies here. You know that? Some people are getting upset by your successes.
Yeah.
Yet here you are, already getting people to trust you. Question is, are you going to stay and help build things here in the fort? Or blow out of here as quickly as you blew in?
If you want me to stay, you have to give me a reason to stay.
You've got a whole lot of mouth, haven't you? We're going on a little trip, you and me. Then, we'll find out who you really are.
Do I have a choice?
This is the way you prove to me you're ready to stay. And that it's worth the Duke keeping you on. This is the time to prove it. Okay?
I'm ready to go.
Okay. I'll see you outside, in front of the city. So, friend, as you can see, that area over there is infested by large, ugly creatures with a taste for human flesh. What you have to do now is simple. Go there and kill them. Think you can handle that?
Yeah, I can handle that.
Okay, so stop talking about it and make it happen.
pass your test?
That's a start. Come and see me when you've recovered. Maybe Tavar does have a use for you. We'll soon find out.
What do you have to offer?
I have only the best cams.
Stop using that here. This is no place for technology.
About my promotion to warrior. Gunner can't help you anymore.
Why? What is wrong with him?
I found his corpse in the valley.
Of all the people, I would not have expected him to find his death there. A waste of a good man. Thank you for bringing me this news. You have earned my pledge.
About my promotion to warrior. I'm ready to be promoted.
Then so it shall be. With honor, with faith, with hope. You tie your blood to the soils of Magalan, our mother planet. You pledge to rebuild her as she was, and to help her be pure once more. Bear the honor with pride. Go see our smith. He will sell you some suitable armor.
What do I have to do to become a paladin?
That is not a question to toy with. Becoming a paladin is a high honor.
I am ready to take that challenge.
We will see if you are ready. If you are to become a paladin, then you will lead the fight against our enemies. Paladins are the vanguard, the rock of our forces. You will teach others by example when it comes to the law and to your fighting skills. You will be the first we ask for when a world heart is endangered. Do you think you are ready for such responsibilities? Are you ready to take on the challenges you must face to reach this rank?
I am ready.
Good. Then go to the warlords to learn your duties.
Look! Some idiot let this guy become one of us. Lucky for us, too. We need warriors after the battle at the Converter. And with a punch like yours, well, I'm glad we've got you on our side. Here, it's on the house. Welcome to the Berserkers.
Give me a drink.
What'll it be?
Give me a drink.
What'll it be?
later.
And you're using that here because?
That isn't enough.
Oh, you joined us. Welcome. But don't think you'll get a discount.
Where can I find this Master Thorold?
The Pilgrim has been gone for so long, I'm not sure anyone knows where he is. He announced that he needed to go into retreat for some higher purpose, and that was it. He left. All we know is that his leaving had something to do with Elex and mana. But what exactly, I don't think anyone knows.
Can we trade?
Look around. Tell me what you need. Stop messing around with that technology, will you?
Give me a drink.
What'll it be?
going.
Look after yourself.
That's one down. Let's see if the Claws have any more jobs for me at their hideout.
Hector wants to talk to you. If you've not caught up with him yet, you should go straight there. He needs to talk to you about the city. I knew it was a good decision to let you in. Good work on the supply mission.
Ah, here you are. The man of the hour. I've heard you've completed your first task for us. Keep it up and you might earn the right to learn the rest of our secrets. With the chaos going on up there, we need to keep that hatch closed. You are welcome to stay here for now, or you will need to climb the mountain if you want to leave. We are going to remain here until we know how the situation above will resolve itself. There's no benefit to us to get involved in their war. You are fortunate to have survived so far. I hope your fortune continues. Take a job from the crate, then bring the requested item to the drop box. For the honor of the Claws. The Claw be my guide. We'll talk later.
What halt? State your business. Only officially authorized personnel may enter. The archives are sacred stores of knowledge. Our faith preserves us, and we preserve the wisdom of our ancestors.
Get out of the way.
The archives are restricted. Why should I let you enter?
Because I'm authorized to enter.
We will see. One moment. You're right. But I don't remember seeing your name on the list beforehand. It seems you are authorized. Please enter, but I beg you, do not disturb the archivists. Remember, silence is a virtue.
Quit sneaking
Got it.
around.
There's nothing for you here.
Got it. I'm already on the archive access list. What you wanted.
Unbelievable. Now, I can finally read Arvid's original text. You really did me a big favor.
If that is the case, then pay me.
I can't value what you did for me in shards. This work is priceless.
Just try it.
Well, I don't have much. If you did this for money, I hope you're satisfied with that. Oh, yeah. If I find anything interesting in these writings, I will let you know. That's the least I can do for you.
Colossus blueprints, done. Research documents, assignments complete. Looks like I've completed all my assignments. Perhaps they have more back in their hideout.
Those fucking outlaws got what they deserved. Alois had the right idea having them all shot.
Thanks for convincing me to get the Separatists thrown out of the city. Who knows how the uprising would have gone if they were still here.
What do you want? That's what happens when you let Albs into the city.
You sent someone to me because you seem to be afraid that I would admit my fears.
Thanks for helping get rid of the outlaws from outside the city. If they'd been in here during the uprising, things would have gone differently.
Take a job from the crate, then bring the requested item to the drop box. For the honor of the claws. The claw be my guide. We'll talk later.
Got it.
Well, come on. Get those pants down.
Yeah. We don't have much time.
I know you. That won't be a problem.
So, I acquired Mad Bob's key. Let's see what's next. Recording secured.
There's just one more thing.
Yes.
Why did you choose to join the Berserkers?
To begin with, it seemed like the best way to survive.
But that isn't everything.
My own people tried to kill me. I want to find answers, and joining a faction has to help me find them.
I hope you're not just doing this for your own personal reasons.
Follow me.
Okay.
That's the Elex secured. There's a note in here.
I don't have to listen to you.
Looking to buy something? I don't like the idea of leaving so many goods behind, but well, it's better if you have them. Here, take what you need from my chest.
Buy or sell?
I sell, you buy. Though I do buy too, sometimes. Altogether, I'm into buying and selling things. So, if you have anything you need to offload before the original owner finds out, then you can bring those items here to me.
I have some goods to sell.
Ah, a few more items being liberated, have they? Show me what you have.
You helped us a lot. Here's my key. I'm sure we'll see each other again.
Does it have to be like that?
Hello, my name is Yasmin. But before you say a word, know this. I don't want to know who you are. I don't want to know what your name is. I am not interested in where you're from or what you're doing here. If you can remember that, then we'll get along just fine. It hurts a little to leave. I honestly thought that I would spend the rest of my life here. But then life is never a constant. Here, please take my chest key. Take what you will from what is left.
You might not want to know anything about me, but I want to know who you are.
There's little to say. I've lived my life on my own. One day I was robbed, seriously wounded and left to die. An outlaw by the name of Rat found me and helped me get back on my feet. He told me he knew of a place where I could be safe, where I could learn the skills of a thief. In return, I would have to teach those abilities to others. That is how I came to be here. That is why I stayed.
Will you teach those skills to me?
As Darius allowed you in, I assume you're someone who could be worthy. So please, what would you like to know?
Why don't you want to know about me?
Who you say you are means nothing to me. I have met so many people, so many claws who have disappeared and never shown up again. I do not want to repeat that experience.
Teach me something.
All right.
Ah, good you're here. I assume you got my message.
Yes.
Excellent. I wouldn't have wanted to leave you without saying goodbye.
You're leaving?
We're all leaving. You helped us gather the resources we needed to get out of here. And you're invited to come with us, of course.
What do you mean, I helped you?
All the jobs you did for us had a specific purpose. They helped us find a way over the mountains safely, so we could relocate our activities there.
So, that's why you needed the supplies from Goliath.
Yes, as provisions for the long journey.
Why do you need the Fighting Colossus blueprints?
For the same reason we wanted the cleric's research. For our protection. And we also need something to trade. If we have the capability to build mechs, then we will always be in a position to make a few shards.
Why do you need the recording from the fort?
Well, the guy in that recording is now going to guide us through the mountains. The recording gave us the leverage we needed to persuade him to help us. And as for the Elex and the weapons you acquire, well, the purpose of them should be obvious.
I will follow later.
Very well. As long as you think you can make it on your own.
I can take care of myself.
If you say so. But enough of that. I still have a few things to finalize before I go. First of which, here, take this key. I have already taken everything I need for the journey. You can take all that remains in my chest. And I will see you on the other side of the mountains. May your business go well. If you don't know the past, you'll screw your own future.
I don't know the guy. Suppose I never will now.
I heard he found it in the ruins. They find all sorts out there.
Oh, you must be joking.
The elves keep going like this, they're bound to kill everyone.
But nobody listens to me. I don't know why I even bother sometimes.
Everyone seems to have an answer to this war, but I haven't noticed it ending.
What do you want?
I know